Hi there. I'm very excited for today's episode of and tutorial. I wonder how the weather is like in your area. So today we are gonna just explore some magnificent tools. To me, is like magic in the Earth observation. And I targeted like the air quality, specifically speaking, like dust, say dust storm, as an it's showcasing, and see the tools around it and how remote sensing come to help. Another reason for recording today's tutorial is I came across with a very beautiful API for the climate and remote sensing website. I think it will be very interesting. So let's dive into it. Without further ado, this is the Opera House close to where I live, and we don't have like that much of a problem here. This is another reason to go all the way from uh, Southern Hemisphere and Australia to all the way to Middle East, to the heart of the Middle East. So this is the area that I'm talking about. There are millions of reasons to target this area. First of all, dust is a big problem here. Second of all, there are availability of the website of the data. The third is the government websites, Bureau of Meteorology, climate organizations, urban design, and developments are more of interactive and sharing data that is more important for such a data-driven um, investigation. So as you may remember, I said, some area would be of more of our concern. Say the airport, if we have such problems um as the dust storm this area can be hit hard. So as a person from the southern hemisphere whose connection of the air travel happens through this area, say Qatar Airline or the Emirates, so you would be also more concerned. This is another reason that why this particular airport is important for us. So do you think that they would play a role in increasing or decreasing the amount of or intensity of the dust? For today's study, we are going to use another remote sensing, tool, and in this is from the Sentinel 5P, which measures all these by receiving the emission from the surface of the Earth. And for the dust, let's see first how it looks like in the last year from the beginning of the June 2024 to the end of the August 2024. Let's see. Sorry, I have a rendering problem. It's quite granular, I know, like the resolution of the pixels once it goes to the thermal imagery or this sort of aerosol, this is called aerosol indices, is not as high. So the more reddish is the higher the intensity. So I scale them into from 0, as you can see in the legend, from 0 to 1.5. And looks like the Abu Dhabi area, this is like Arabic. I can read to some extent. Abu Dhabi area and this Jazeera means the island. This road is close to the sea. We have more of a problem. If I turn this back on, and but the thank God that the airport has not been heated like hard. So what about the year before that? Let's turn this on, or let me zoom out first, and then, by the way, I have to thank Google Colab, Google Earth Engine, European Space Agency. I'm talking about the Sentinel 5P that let this happen, uh, and some other APIs and organizations that I will mention them shortly. So let's see the year before that. This is the year before that. You see how badly it was heated and dust storm has been a problem. This is the average of the entire summer 2023, for example. Uh, and still, like Dubai, you see that how the airport is like safe in there. But we have another airport, for example, over there that we need to be also careful. But for the sake of they make this video brief, I'm not gonna talk about all this. We may just chat in the comments later on once you leave your email, we can contact each other. So the difference, I made like another analysis. This layer shows the difference. So how the year, although the year 2024 is overall speaking is better, but there are some areas that if I was the government, a part of the like public sector, I don't know, like organizations in the climate science or Bureau of Meteorology, urban development, I would be concerned that what's going on. So to me is this is the impact of the maybe the roads. So once I zoom in, you see like there are some road or similar structures. If I turn this off, you see Tariqat Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed, I think one of the smartest people in terms of development and modernization. Um, anyway, so you see that this might have the impact. I would like to remind you of the heat island impact if you can remember, say close to the sea, close to the airports, and I don't know why to be perfectly honest with you, why this dust thing is worsening close to the water. Maybe they travel the outsource, so we will see them shortly. So if you remember about the heat island, urban heat island effect and the land surface temperature, LST, um, this effect or this phenomenon is called the bubble around some areas that were not environmentally friendly. They may have an impact once the radiation from the sun, from say from the asphalted surfaces, for example, this area that I'm talking about, the airport, pretty much flat surface, so it can emit highly likely, but it depends on the material that they use there, for example. So they may contribute these effects and radiate the heat back to the atmosphere, either visible or they can be non-visible. And another matter is how well they are received by our satellite. But anyway, like this is can be contributing the dust as well because they change, they contribute the manipulate, alter the weather pattern and the climate pattern as well. One more thing that would be also interest you and baffle everybody that why there is a sudden color change from the sea. This is the sea, the water, and also on the mountainous area. Again, you see the same thing. And if it is the mountains that block the dust storm, why still there are some yellowish. So as you start to doubt, and so did I, there might be potentially some inconsistencies in the Earth observation from the satellite indices. So how we can um, try to see and validate? Oh, there is one way. OpenAQ website is came to rescue. You see that how many stations for the measurements and reading they have around the world? The motherland India, the Europe, America. In Australia, sadly, we don't have much. Uh, Maybe they get interested as of the massive bushfires in 2019. In Middle East, you see not much in Turkmenistan, one in the Uzbekistan, maybe, or whatever. In Riyadh, we have only one, none in Kuwait, Iraq, Iran, Qatar. One is in Bahrain, very surprising, Viva Bahrain. And you see, like the in the Dubai, close to the Dubai and United Arab Emirates, and Sharjah and Abu Dhabi, we have three. In this one, which is next to the palm tree. I think this is where we are talking about. If I turn this off, if I can find the first palm tree, I think it is located around somewhere around there. And they measure the particles in the air, aerosol particles called PM of different sizes, 1 micrometer to PM stands for the uh, particulate matter. So you can see that you can go out there and download they are freely available. And I did some research to see on the CSV file, and these are the results. So for example, the readings, if we are gonna just double check qualitatively, of course, there is no, this is not a quantitative one. And I think the United Arab Emirates government, climate organizations have done a very good job. I will show them shortly to you. And that's the reason why I chose this particular area. On July 25th, 8 p.m., 9, 10, 11, midnight, and all the way to the next day, you see that they are measuring the 1 micrometer particles. So this is not our concern. They are most of the combustion. So I have the table that pretty much shows this. So this is the table that I'm talking about. So you see that PM10 is our concern. PM1 and 2.5 micrometers are mostly from the vehicles or some airborne activities, smokes. But what we are talking about is like the dust and maybe from the dried surfaces that soil particles become airborne. So the larger the size, the better for our today's analysis. So back to our analysis. These all hourly recording during the July. I try to find the PM10. They are not frequently recorded every day, but once I get the peak and find them and compare, you see they change. They fluctuate between 50 microgram per meter cube to 80. Visually speaking, I try to do some research and find how this colors in here would be related or associated with the PM10. So I expect even like our color is something between yellow around the Dubai area, yellow and orange. So I assume that the average of 100 gram microgram per meter cube is quite consistent with the summit here. but still we need more data. One more thing is, where is the source of this dust? So again, you need to go to the National Center of Meteorology, United Arab Emirates, and you see how wealthy and rich this website is, how communicative is with even non-technical stakeholder. I have some of these to show you around, and you will be impressed, but they are not very recent. They are the yesterday. You see how recent the data is. So let's go and see the dust. It is super beautiful. This is how the dust travels around the North Africa and Middle East. See, they pass over the sea as well. So the water does not block, and neither the mountains not, doesn't, given like they are high in atmosphere. So, which means that some sentinel indices might not be as accurate, and we need terrestrial measurements as well. Uh, in the same website, you would see like the IR, infrared. Given like we use the infrared and near infrared for the vegetation cover indices, I just try to see if they are consistent with the clouds. So maybe many of them are red over the clouds and they need to be more some corrections. Clouds are a big concern and we need some corrections. We will see them like shortly. Yeah, so speaking of this website, and they have also national air quality things. This is super beautiful. You can also compare the yearly annual outcomes. For example, you see like the last December, unlike our expectation to see the most intensive the summit of the uh, air bad quality in the summer, and which is quite consistent as you can see over here. But it happened last December, so which is a kind of big concern. It was followed by the year 2021, and the lowest is 2020. Does it ring a bell? What has happened that globally impacted all the world, uh, um, and all the world was under the pandemics, COVID pandemic. So maybe you can see that how it's to year 2020 is quite different back in December and August, which many places were under lockdown. So this is pretty much like for today's view. I would like to thank these websites and APIs to let this video happen.